Hey everyone, today I'm looking at creating a new character for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to use DnD Beyond. I have set up a new campaign on my DnD Beyond for D&D Adventurers League characters. My wife and I are going to PAX Unplugged in a couple weeks here, and we plan on doing some Adventurers League gaming, and we're going to make some characters. I've not made a character for Adventurers League yet, so I'm kind of new in that area. I'm a little bit behind the times with that, so we're going to look at my campaign I have set up here, and I'm going to create an unassigned character. And I'm going to confirm that I want to create an unassigned character. I already have an idea of what I want to play, so I'm going to turn off things that we probably can't have. I think Adventurers League uses XP advancement, so we'll do that. I think I have to use um, a fixed array, so I think I have to use the 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8 for my stats. Character name, I'm going to go with, I have an old favorite that I like to use, Cyrus, so I'm going to go with that. I have a mini that I got from WizKids, which is a Tiefling Warlock, and it shows him like summoning a creature, undead of some sort, probably a zombie, up out of the ground. So I think I'm going to try and make that character for Adventurers League. So I'm going to go down here to Tiefling. Here we go. And I'm just going to go with base Tiefling because I don't know what I can use for Adventurers League. So I'm going to go with that. Base Tiefling. As you can see here, we could bring up details on the Tiefling if we need to, but I don't need to. I'm going to go to next. So I'm going to choose my Warlock. Here we go down here. Again, can scroll through and look at all this stuff and see what kind of things Warlocks can do. So proficiencies. I think I might actually play this guy kind of as a magic Sherlock Holmes kind of investigator person. So I think I'm going to go with Arcana, and I'm going to go with Investigation. I was originally thinking about doing Deception, but then the Sherlock Holmes kind of idea of like a magic investigator kind of came into my head. So I think I'm going to go with that. For Otherworldly Patron, I already looked through these. I pre-looked through them, but I'm going to flip over to my other tab here. I think I'm going to go with the Hexblade. The other one I thought about was maybe the Undying. This one might actually kind of fit the mini as well because it is a tiefling warlock, and it has like clear plastic like magic coming out of its hand, and then it has this half from the waist up kind of zombie looking creature coming up out of the ground. So an undead kind of thing fits. So Undying kind of fits, but I like to play melee characters. I'm a big melee character fan, so I think the Hexblade and their melee option is probably going to be best for me because they get this curse where they can curse somebody and then you get bonuses on that person, but also you gain at first level proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. So I can make a melee based fighter that is a spellcaster. Not unlike the fighter version of the Eldritch Knight, but just different. And the other bonus is you can also choose a weapon that's not two-handed, and when you attack, you can use your charisma modifier for attack and damage, which is pretty good too. So I'm going to go with the Hexblade, I think. So we'll go back over to my character sheet here, choose an option, I'm going to go with the Hexblade. So that's all good there. We're starting at first level because we're doing Adventurers League, of course. Abilities. So I'm going to use the standard array, like I'd said before. Obviously, I'm going to use my charisma as my highest. I think I'll probably go with my Constitution next and my Dexterity after that. I think I'll probably go with Intelligence of a 12. Let's go with 12. Wisdom. Let's make them kind of thin and sickly. Not very strong. After all, I don't need it for my melee because my melee is going to fuel off of charisma. So let's go with that. See, Cyrus. So background, I was thinking like City Watch Investigator would be a good one, I think. Which might then mean that I don't need to take investigation as as a warlock actually. So that might be, or I could go with anthropologist or archaeologist. I'll just go with City Watch Investigator. So insight and athletics is my choice. I get a couple languages, which is pretty awesome. I assume I already know common, so let's go with something else. I'm gonna go with celestial. Not that I think I'll ever run into anything that speaks celestial, but, or, you know, the usage of celestial probably won't ever come in handy. But we'll do it anyway. And then let's go with giant. Why not? Something different, right? Character details. Let's see, alignment. I'll go with lawful neutral. Faith. I'm going to go with the Raven Queen, because the idea behind the Hexblade is it's possibly that the Raven Queen is influencing the Hexblade, and you know, death. So now we'll move on to our physical characteristics. I'm not going to have any hair. After all, tieflings are kind of, you know, demon stuff looking, so I'll go with no hair. We'll go with dark skin, so I'll go black skin, red eyes. We'll do pretty average height, like 6 foot. And the mini's kind of thin, so we'll go with 180. We'll go with pretty young, we'll go 18. And the looks male, so we'll go with male. Get our personality traits here. We're choosing 2, so I'm going to say I can stare down a hellhound without flinching. And a direct solution is always a great path to success, so we'll go with that. Some ideals. I think this one here, live and let live. Go with that. Bonds. We'll go with those who fight beside me are worth dying for, because why not? And then our flaw. I'm going to go with little respect for anyone who is not a proven warrior. We'll go with, since he's a Hexblade, we'll think he's got some sort of weird code or something. As a note with this too, I've chosen City Watch Investigator. So with Adventurers League, you only get Player's Handbook plus one other source. And the City Watch Investigator is from the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. So when it comes to picking spells and all that kind of stuff, I can only use Player's Handbook and Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. Equipment, we'll just go with, I don't know how they do it with Adventurers League for right now, we'll just go with choosing equipment. Simple weapon. Go with a dagger. Take an arcane focus. Maybe a little rod of some sort. Dungeoneer's pack. We'll go with leather armor, any simple weapons. Like another simple weapon. Go with spear, I guess. We'll add all that starting equipment. And then we'll go to what's next, and we'll view our character sheet and go through and pick my spells and that sort of stuff. So we'll go over here to manage spells, and I'm a warlock, so I have a whole 1 spell at first level. Yay! And so I know 2 cantrips and 2 known spells. So we'll go with cantrips. I mean, I think one has to be Eldritch Blast, right? That's just the best cantrip ever, especially for a warlock. And I think I'm going to go with an option for a cantrip out of the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide and go with Green Flame Blade. So that goes with my 2 cantrips. And then we'll go to our first level spells. And I mean, Hex is just a great spell, so we'll go with that. And some other good ones in here, like Armor of Agathis. Not like what I want. I think we'll probably go with... I think I'm going to go with protection from evil and good. I don't know how handy it's going to be in Adventurers League, but we'll try it out and see how it goes. We'll go to our equipment, make sure we... Well, I apparently have all sorts of daggers for some reason. I have a spear. I'll make sure I equip the spear. Put on my leather armor, equip the dagger. I may change some of this around if I go look online and see how much money I start with, because at this point I don't have a sword. And Hexblade kind of lets me use a sword, so... But anyway, that looks like my Warlock may be complete at this point. Other than that one little thing, which I'll figure out. As you can see, my strength is going to be terrible, but, you know, we'll make up for it in other ways. So we'll try out this character in D&D Adventures League. That's it for today. Thanks, guys. Bye.